YouTube. This is Lisa. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. I'm doing great. I am in the car and just wanted to chat with you all today. Today is January 2nd, 2025. And I would like to say Happy New Year to everyone. We are in a new year. And it is hard to believe because it seems like 2024, we're just celebrating that coming in. And here it is 1 year later. So I hope everyone had a good holiday. It was just go for me and visiting with family and friends. And I enjoyed myself. For Thanksgiving, we traveled to North Carolina. My niece hosted the family at her home, and it was just so fun. She had a murder mystery dinner for us, and so we did that, and then we went to the movies to see Wicked, and that was good. And I just had a great time there in North Carolina with her. And then she came here for Christmas, my niece. And I did the video where we harvested collard greens together. And it was just such a joy to have her here visiting with us, my sister and I, for Christmas. And then I think my New Year's was it was just quiet. I went out into the garden to do a little work. I didn't plan to be out there as long as I was, but I can't ever just stay just a little while when I go out there. But there is a lot. I think it was last Thursday. I went out there and I pulled up dead leaves, dead plants, I fertilized, and I harvested a lot of mustard greens. And I was in the dark, of course, and took those greens in the house. And then when I went back in, my sister was trying to process them, and she said there were aphids all over them. And so I was so mad at myself because I was out there in the dark and I didn't see them. And I never would have took those in the house like that. But I was just kind of frustrated with myself for that. I knew that everything needed harvesting. So that's why I was out there to kind of harvest and fertilize and pull out dead leaves. I don't know. It was the red mustards and the curly mustards that had aphids all over them. And the only thing I could tell is I know in that bed the row cover and the tool that is over that bed was kind of just laying on those plants that was on that one end there. And it broke some of those plants. And I took some of those out because they didn't look good. And they were all dead and brown and everything like that. But I just hate to see aphids because you can't get rid of them. And you spray them and they just come back. It's really not anything to do to get rid of them once they come. And that tool and everything was laying on those plants. The plants got sick and they came and attacked it. I'm sure that's how it happened. And that's all on me. Now, yesterday on New Year's Day, I got out there and I didn't make it to the greenhouse on that Thursday. So yesterday I got out there to fertilize the green stock. And I was checking those mustard greens just to be sure that they didn't have aphids on them. It was in the light. It was in the daytime. So the mustard greens looked fine. But then when I got down to harvesting the collard greens in the green stock, they had little green bugs all over them. So the aphids were on them. That's basically it. I got to cover my garlic. I side dressed the garlic. I went out there and made some furrows and fertilized the garlic. The elephant garlic was looking a little brown, so I gave them a little more nitrogen. But I basically put a lot of bone meal in there to get the bulbs to forming pretty good. Now I planted those pretty deep, so I didn't go all the way down, I'm sure, where I got those planted. So I don't know what the bulb looking like, but you know, the blades have come up, and the regular garlic they look fine, look green and pretty and fine. But the elephant garlic was looking a little brown, so I gave them a little more nitrogen, and then I did the others. And so I also have some drip irrigation tubing that's laying down there by the garlic, and I needed to get it up and properly install it in that bed. I didn't do that. I just went ahead and just kind of cut it off and capped it off and put a stake there so it could just lay there. But it had a bunch of drippers laying attached to that, so I just cut that all off, and I'll use it somewhere else. But that's basically all I did over there by the garlic. And I did cover it with tulle, because we are supposed to get some stormy weather, or some maybe icy snow weather over the weekend, but I don't know. Okay, you all, so that is about it. It is January 12th and I'm just now ending it. But the other night my sister and I were talking, and she kind of mentioned that with us having such a warm fall and winter seasons, just wonder if the insects were going to be bad next spring and summer. And we've always heard that, but I kind of agreed. I agreed because I'd heard that too. And it's just something that we've always heard. My brother used to say, if we don't have much cold weather, the mosquitoes gonna carry us off in the summer. And but after we had that conversation, I thought, well, let me just look it up and see, is that actually for real? And so I looked it up, and actually that's a myth. Every website that I went to, they said it's a myth. It's not real. I printed out what I did. I'm going to read to you what I did print out. And this is from Green IX PC. And they just kind of explain the different insects that we commonly deal with every year. It just kind of started out saying, whenever the weather turns chilly, many pests seem to vanish, only to reappear in full force when spring returns. The question is, what actually happens to the bugs during the winter? Do they die off due to the cold temperatures? Do they hibernate like some other creatures? It says find out below. all bugs have a certain level of cold tolerance. Rather than dying off during the winter, many bugs may simply become inactive or dormant, only to emerge once temperatures rise to survive in its dormant state. Pests needs to find a warm place to spend the winter, like deep underground or inside your house. So it talks about ticks, fleas, and stink bugs. And this is what it says about the stink bug. For many homeowners, brown stink bugs are the bigger problem during the winter than any other time of the year. This is because the stink bugs need a warm, safe place to hang out until spring. When temperatures drop, these insects enter a state of similar to hibernation called diapause. In this state, the insect pauses its growth and development until its environment becomes more favorable. So, while in the winter time, it is just kind of paused until it warms up again. Okay, outdoors, stink bugs will overwinter in locations like dead trees, leaf piles, stacks of firewood, mulch, and leaf litter. Indoors, stink bugs will hide in generally undisturbed areas of a home, like a basement, an attic, or even behind baseboards and molding. During warm spells, it's not unusual for large numbers of stink bugs to emerge all at once. So, they'll come in your house because it's warm in your house, and they'll just hide. They're there, but they just hiding. And as soon as it get warm outside, then they coming out. And they probably will bother you during the wintertime. I have seen stink bugs in the house. I have. And it's usually fall when the ladybugs get real bad. It might be winter sometime or another. They get really bad. And so it's like the stink bugs come after the ladybugs. I don't know. They're all weird. They're all nasty. I don't like them. I don't like any of them. Then it talks about mosquitoes. And that's another thing that we have to deal with in the garden. I know. What do mosquitoes and bears have in common? They hibernate. However, unlike bears, mosquitoes are cold-blooded, which means that they cannot maintain their body temperature if the surrounding temperature drops. At around 60 degrees Fahrenheit, they'll become lethargic and they'll cease functioning at 50 degrees Fahrenheit. To survive the winter, mosquitoes will hibernate in hollow logs, animal dens, or even garages and basements. Others survive winter as embryos inside eggs that mosquitoes laid during the summer and early fall. When spring arrives, they'll be ready to emerge and continue their life cycle. So that's what they said about those two. And it talks about cockroaches, but we don't deal with cockroaches that much in the garden. And but they just pick up where they left off in the fall and keep on trucking, and that's what they do. So warm weather in the fall and winter is that doesn't matter for, you know, getting rid of the insects, because they just, you know, they go somewhere and hibernate, go dormant or whatever. Pause and whatever when it's cold, and then they come right back out to bother us in the spring, summer. So for years and years I thought that was a true statement, but no, it is not, and it's a myth. And so, you know, with us all pretty much had a warm fall and winter, it just we still gonna have to deal with the bugs in the springtime. They're coming back, and they're just gonna be horrible. Now I just wished it was something to get rid of those ants. They don't die. They will not die. They will not go away. And wherever you had them, you know, in the fall, you know, they'll meet you in the garden. Like Miss Gail says, Georgia Peach Nut. And they'll meet you in the garden, you know, next spring. That's how they do. And they will not go anyplace. They won't go nowhere. They won't go away. I mean, like, die. They won't. And you have to put something bad down for them to just disappear. And that you don't need to have in the garden. You don't need to have that. You don't need to put that down where you're growing food. So, you know, we have some stuff that'll get rid of them. But you can't put it in your beds. You can't. And so you just have to deal with the ants and everybody else best way you can. You know. So that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to talk to you all about. I'll have other chats, videos. I'm gonna talk about what I'm gonna do for 2025. Gotta get everything together. And I'll get that done this week. And so you all, please stay safe, stay well, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.